Hello everybody, this is Maniac for Bricks, and welcome to the review where I'm going over the NERF Fortnite Flair. This is a Mega Blaster from 2021. It has 3 Mega Darts included, and originally retailed for $15.99 in the United States. To be fair, that price point is on basically two factors. One, it's a Mega Blaster, so it takes a lot more plastic to make the blaster itself surrounding the darts. And also, higher spring, so it actually performs a-okay. Two, which is probably the bigger factor of it, it's Fortnite. It's a licensed Epic Games product, and those are generally more expensive because of the, official tie-in. Even though they've been doing these for years and years, that's how that goes. So I decided to pick it up because it really looks neat. I know that a flare gun is typically the thing you wouldn't fire at another person. That is very dangerous in real life. Do not do that if you ever come in contact with one. That is emergency purpose only. But this is for a video game with a lot of cartoony style and more lighthearted nature to it. So I'm hoping that the guy who's trying to fire it like this is just going for a really cool shot. Maybe trying to get some really nice arc and trying to hit someone far away. Because I don't know what he would be doing. I haven't played Fortnite that much, and I have not played this particular blaster in the game, so I don't have any point of comparison with that, but I'm gonna go with this based on what I know from NERF as a toy product. Before we get this thing opened, yeah, I've already actually opened it, snip-snapped everything. This is a re-recording, but I'm gonna keep going with it because I already know everything I'm gonna do. Looking across the back of this, as well as on the front, it mentions about a break-open dart loading mechanism, which is kind of neat. It's something different. That's the added flair I refer to in the title. Because that's something that not a lot of blasters do, whether it's Elite or a Mega or Fortnite or not. It's a bit unique to have that kind of feature. And for something, single shot. We also have advertisements on the back for the Heavy SR, or Sniper Rifle, or the BAR, which is the, I'm not going to say the A for purposes beyond the video, rifle. I don't know if the B stands for bacon, because that's what it looks like a bacon stripe kind of thing. People have referred to that nicknaming a couple other blasters outside of Fortnite before, so I don't know if that's applying here as well. But that's generally the kind of coding they would do for the names on the blasters. They would not directly call something a rifle or a shotgun in the Fortnite line. They usually abbreviate a lot of the names. So the fact that this one's just called Flair, kind of interesting. Not Flare Gun, sure, but Super Flair is actually written on the package itself. Kind of interesting. That just separates it even further. So, snip, snap, snip, already did that stuff, and got the blaster freed. As far as the instructions, they are underneath here in the cardboard box itself. No other, paper insert, just to simply show how it loads and fires, and I'll go through that in the video as well. The darts are no longer in a plastic bag, they are in a tissue wrap, and this is perfectly fine because it's saving a little bit, not only on cost, but also on environment. So, I'm okay with that. There's no dilemma. The darts come out perfectly fine. No nicks or scratches or anything like that. It's all good. Because I know sometimes there are cost-cutting measures that don't work well. This is one of those that's perfectly a-okay. So this is a blaster that uses one dart at a time and includes 3, which is good because you're, in case you lose them, you're not going to have to spend $15 to get another blaster and just get more darts. They are not exclusive to this blaster. They are available in packs on their own. Normally, I find this in Target, and you can find packs of 10 darts that are compatible with these. There's the same kind, but different colors, because they're Mega. Usually they're red and orange, as opposed to the blue and orange in here. But those darts would be 10 for $5, even under $5 in many cases. So that's not too bad. Price per piece, you might vary about that, but people do like the Mega Blasters, so at least there's refill options available. But I also do need to point that out. Mega is not the same as Elite, but yeah. If you know about this, I'm just going for everybody who's new and unaware of that. They do also have Fortnite refill packs as well, with literally just different colors, different designs along the darts themselves, roughly the same amount and the same about price. So, there are options as far as refilling this without having to buy a whole nother blaster, and they are in other blasters in general, so you can still use that with other things. Now, as far as this one goes, the operation works like so. You have this part, which usually would be a hammer prime. Like a lot of blasters in NERF would normally use this as a hammer prime so that it helps, ready the blaster. But in this case, it's for opening up the front. So that way it gives you easier and more open access to fit the dart into place. Basically until the blue is gone and the orange tip is all you see. That's as far back as you can get it. Then that loads back in place and clicks, and then you go to your priming down here. This is a T-style prime from the handle, much like the Talon, the Jolt, the Knockout from Rival. The Talon would be the most direct comparison because it's a Mega Blaster, and it simply pulls back like that, so it's ready to prime, or ready to fire. And press the trigger, and we fire the dart. So that actually fires pretty good. I've only tried it a few times before the video started, but this is still very good. The grip is actually really comfortable. I have adult large glove size hands, but they're not like super large compared to other people. But this is really cozy. And this is actually a weird thing about how cozy it is. Not all the blasters do this from my experience, in which it's a smooth plastic along the grip. But then they have like this rubberized, almost sports tape wrap around it that makes it somewhere between not all smooth, but not all rugged. A lot of the times, especially with Zombie Strike blasters, they would have this kind of tapery, but it would be in hard plastic and much less comfortable because of that. So having it here with the like softer, like rubbery plastic is actually pretty neat. Although it's probably dirty up really quickly if you keep dropping it or mishandling it outdoors. So aesthetically it might not look great, but it'll probably still function for quite a while. Looks pretty good all the way around. It doesn't have a lot of flair in color scheme, but it gets the job done. Safety precautions and ways to open it from the backside if you need to do any modification or repairs to it. It does also have an extra added area down here for a key charm or any kind of accessory you want on there that could wrap around a bar. I know some people might not be into that because as you're running and loading and everything, that might just be smacking against your hand constantly. Especially if you have the key charm onto that, it might even be worse because of whatever is on there. If it's something metal, if it's something large, if it has something with multiple pieces to it, that bashing against you one way or the other is probably going to be uncomfortable. So you could always just snip this off or, open this up and then just remove it manually from there if you're not into that. But at least I like that there's an option for it. And honestly, you could probably even just make that hole even a key charm receptacle. Fit the ring right around there. It might work. So, as far as that goes, you can actually load this from the front. It might take a little bit of jostling back and forth just because there's like that plastic ring that's a little smaller than the barrel to fit this in. But yeah, you can actually push all the way through there. If I lower this back, yep, it receives the whole thing. You can also break this open without pressing on the handle. I don't know if it's going to damage any plastic along that. I haven't tested it long enough to figure that out, but it is something to keep in mind if you're moving this and you need to grip somewhere other than the handle to prime this. Because I tried that before, and that's what happened with me, but nothing damaged really noticeably. So what I do here, I can't do any range testing in this space, but I can always save that for another video, so you can subscribe, like here, comment down below if you want to see more about that, or comparing to other blasters, or you can check out my other channel, Maniac for Bricks, for more if you want to see any of those kinds of things, because that's where I do a lot more NERF content, but I'm also trying to bring some back over this way. I like that stuff. Almost as much as I like Lego, honestly. So anyways, I'm going to be testing it out with my chronograph here and see how it performs. We got 67.5 on the first shot. We got 3 darts. I'm just going to be testing with all 3 of those. I'm not going to be testing with AccuStrike in this video, but I can always test that some other time. 69 giggity, 0.8. And then the final one, 67.2. Now the other thing you want to keep in mind is that the tapering that they have for the barrel from the top and bottom is actually different. It's a lot more plastic up here than it is down there. So your aim might be affected a little bit if you think, oh, I'm just going to look up here for where it is. It actually kind of slants. Let's see if I can hold this straight out. It kind of slants a bit upward that way. You can kind of see how, you know, the end reflects that. So if you're holding this straight out, trying to fire at someone point blank range, like in front of you, keep that in mind that this might throw it off a little bit. Like it might aim a little further down. So I have to tilt this up a little bit more in order to compensate for that. So as far as the chronograph goes, it's between mid 60s to 70s. I've actually had some readings before the video where it reached like 70, 71. So that's pretty fair. Most Nerf blasters are between 60 and 70 FPS, feet per second. And for Mega, I think that's comparable. It's nothing that has to be like out of the park, you know, astonishing. Compared to other blasters, I can't remember at this time if the Talon or the Big Shock or the Hot Shock, you know, other single fire Mega blasters, especially pistol types, did similar numbers to that, but I don't remember it being drastically larger than those. So as far as I can tell right now, it's fine. It's doable. It gets the job done. As far as the box, I think the box... Actually, no, the box did not have range claims. Cool. So I don't have to compare it to that, because I know sometimes it's like, oh, it's kind of underwhelming, but now I don't have to say that. It's a cool gimmick. It's a cool, like, gimmicky blaster at the end of the day. It does not have to have this loading function like that. It doesn't even have to have a lot of this design to it. But I like it. I'm used to the Hammer Prime of a lot of blasters, so I think it's really fun to try something like this. I could just go back and forth like that, or I could just keep front loading it and just have that cool look to it. Is it something I would use in a war? I might run it once or twice. I think it might be a fun little backup kind of thing. Like, oh, I have other stuff that will, you know, have the regular ammo I use, and this will be the Mega one, where it's like nice and compact, but also, you know, you don't need it to have a whole lot of strength to it, depending on your game. Unless there's a game that specifically shines with Mega Blasters. So, you know, it's cool. It's good. I think there's merit to it. Do I think it's worth it? $16? That's a little bit much, bub. Because the last time that they had a single shot blaster like this, the Talon that I'm referring to from, I want to say almost 2 years ago, was closer to like $10. I couldn't have been more than 15. And that one actually had onboard loaded. So it could actually hold some of the other darts on different sides of it. Whereas this one, you can only hold it in the main like barrel itself. So unless there's a performance upgrade, aesthetically, this one looks better. But functionally, that one, the Talon, or any of the other previous ones, would be a better option just for convenience. But again, I'll have to look back for the performance between them. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I will be doing a couple more Nerf reviews pretty soon, so be sure to check back for that. Subscribe if you're interested in those kinds of things. If you're here for the Lego stuff, there will still be Lego stuff. I just want to share my other hobbies on the same channel sometimes. And I'll talk to you guys later. We'll see you next time with more Nerf videos, or you can check out other ones on Maniac for Bricks and more on YouTube as well. So take care. Have a wonderful day.